Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. And you know what I'm doing here. Because the vortex method rules. Don't doubt the vortex method. It's useful in many areas in life. I'll share that with you sometime. But first, coffee from one of my subscribers who made this mug for me. On one side, the sun rising, of course, daybreak. And on the other side, one of my favorite phrases, make coffee hot again. And that was in response to my tweet about having lukewarm coffee everywhere. And I went to the Collegeville diner and got the hottest cup of coffee I've had in so long. It reminded me of diners I used to go to in the 60s and 70s where coffee was damn hot the way you want it, and they didn't regulate it. But now you got to protect the public from themselves. Don't insert this curling iron inside. It's for external use only. On a can of motor oil. For use in cars only. Oh shit, I was going to put it in my cookie dough. Damn. Oh, the screen on the computer or phone might be too bright. You want to crank up some volume. Ooh, listening at high levels can damage your hearing. We just need the police state everywhere in our lives, don't we? Wrong. Wrong. When you keep people from doing stupid shit, when you legislate people from doing stupid shit, you know what you do? You perpetuate a race of idiots. That's what you do. You're just basically supporting, raising, propagating idiocy. People that need to be protected from one another. From themselves, I should say. Hey, let's get going here before I get going on the rant. People telling you to follow your dream don't have to pay your bills. Follow your dream. Do what you love and the money will follow. For most, doing what you love is a hobby. The rare individual can prosper by doing what they love. Very, very rare. I know some of you do. I do. But it's rare. For most people, I'll say it again, doing what you love is called a hobby, not the way that you make your living. Do what makes money, and the money will follow, and you'll have plenty of money for your hobbies. I can't be more clear than that. All right, dude? So make me a large cappuccino now. Just take a look at the majors in most colleges, what people are going to school for. You will laugh your ass off. You might even have one of those lame majors. Oh, just people, you know what, an old guy, someone older than me, it's hard to believe that there's someone older than me, right? An old guy said to me once, people don't know how to do things anymore. They don't know how to do stuff. And I had to think about that. Do things. That's why I like the trades, because you leave school knowing how to do something with your hands. My grandfather, this is interesting. I was the first person in my family to go to college. My grandfather said, that's fantastic. It's exciting. I come from a family of immigrants. Hardworking, big, calloused, gnarly hands. European immigrants. This is what he said to me. That's great. But always have something you can do with your hands. Now that was the old school way of thinking. You're going to go to college? Sure. That's fantastic. I went to school for criminal justice and criminal science. Those were my undergraduate degrees. I have an embarrassingly long college history. They used to be a bragging point. Oh, I have 9 years of college. Now I'm embarrassed to say it. But he said, always have something you can do with your hands. So I cut hair. That's my trade. But what I did, because I'm smart, is I turned a humble trade into a well-paying profession. And that's rare too. Some people say to me, should I go into barbering? I'm a doctor now and I'm tired of, looking at vaginas all day. Or I'm tired of doing this all day. I'm thinking of going into barbering. Dude, you don't know what broke is until you become a barber. Unless you play it smart. Unless you have people working for you, unless you establish yourself as the expert worldwide, and people travel from across the world and across the country to see you. That's the only way you're going to make it. Or unless you won the Powerball lottery. I'm just speaking truth here. I know the haters are going to come out of the woodwork. I'm talking just a little bit faster today. Just a little bit. Because some people listen to me at 1.5. Some people have been moaning and groaning. Well, listen, dudes. This is a morning show. I talk lower and slower because I just rolled out of the sack literally 10 minutes ago. I don't even comb my hair. I just throw a sweatshirt on, throw a hat on my head because it's cold down here. And I don't like keeping the heat up in the house. I don't. I like it a little bit cooler. I sleep better when it's cooler. And I'm in a little nook area of my kitchen where there's a wall of windows here and a wall of windows there, sliding doors. So it's always just a little bit cooler here. And it's below freezing today. But I talk low and slow in the morning. You'll notice my daylight videos are always a little bit louder, a little bit faster. In the morning, for me, I don't like to wake up the house. That's why I talk a little bit lower, a little bit slower. And my voice actor voice is prime in the mornings. Some of you said you should be a voice actor. I did. I was a commercial actor, 350 commercials, infomercials, narrations, and hostings. I was a full-time actor for 5 years. The brokest 5 years of my life. I loved it. I have a large body of work. I have a resume that's about 4 pages long. If you lived anywhere from Maine to Florida, you might have seen my commercials on TV, heard my voice on the radio, my narration. I might get into audiobooks. I'm not sure yet. And I have taught voice acting in acting classes. I have hundreds and hundreds of students. Yes, I've done a lot of things. Live life to the fullest. If you can squeeze one more drop out of an orange or a lemon, wouldn't you want to? That's how I feel about my life. I do men's grooming in a salon and only a select number of ladies' hair and work with women stylists. But truth be told, I do miss working in an all-male environment, such as an old-school working-class barbershop. I'm thinking of doing that maybe 1 or 2 days a week. I do miss that environment. Although I'm not working in the main salon area, I have a room, a men's grooming studio, which is barbershop-ish. It's high-end, it's private. I like the private. Those of you who've sat in the chill chair, it's very private. We have talks that you can't have out in the open. People used to say that I should be Santa when I had the big white beard, but truth be told, I am not that jolly. A wizard or a Viking, yes, but definitely not Santa. Maybe bad Santa, but definitely not Santa. Some of you guys with the big white beards, more power to you, man. I know I cut your hair and trim your beards. You are much more jolly than me. Some people say when they go to the gym, I'm going to go fight old age. And you know what's weird? The people that say that look like they're fighting old age. Don't go to the gym and fight old age. Go to the gym and be the best version of yourself. I woke up to a Pinterest alert this morning that a woman put a picture of mine in an album called Real Men. The tags in that album are Vikings, Clive Standen, Eye Candy, Real Men, and Beautiful Men. Well, it's about damn time. It took 60 years, but it's about damn time. Late bloomers rejoice. Here's an interesting story for you that you might like. A common mondegreen, look up the word mondegreen, in the song is the perception that following the title line, Jeff Lynne shouts the word Bruce. In the liner notes of the ELO, Electric Light Orchestra compilation, Lynne explains that he's singing a made-up word. He goofed on us, which I think is pretty funny. He was using the vortex method. Some have suggested it sounds like the Southern German expression Grub Gott. Gott, I don't know what that means. Maybe some of my German friends can. It looks like G-U-R-B-G-O-T-T. My German friends can tell me. After the song's release, so many people had misinterpreted the word as Bruce and not Gruce, that Lynne actually began to sing the word as Bruce for fun at live shows. And then people would yell out the word Bruce. I think that's freaking hilarious. Brilliant. Mondegreen, M-O-N-D-E-G-R-E-E-N. Look it up. You know, I feel really left out. Omaha Steaks didn't include a bearded white heterosexual male in their TV commercials this year. I hate when that happens. The word Fernweh, F-E-R-N, Fern, W-E-H, Fernweh. Or some people would say Fernweh. A place you've never been, a person you long for, or an experience that has only been a dream. Fernweh. Interesting. Have you ever had that? Have you ever experienced Fernweh? Let the stories be told. They can say what they want. Let the photos be old. Let them show what they want. The Cars, 1978. You have to get that first album, Let the Good Times Roll. That's from the song Let the Good Times Roll. Get that album just out of the Cars' first album is so, it just reminds me, there's like a few groups that came out in the 70s that just were so different. It reminds me like in the early 90s when like Nirvana came out. And to me, everyone else copied Nirvana, in my mind. But they were different. Something happened. They changed the face of music for a lot of years. And then who did we have after that? We had Alice in Chains, we had Pearl Jam, Stone Temple Pilots, and for 20 years, I've had people, imitating, Lane Staley and Eddie Vedder and all that growl shit, which I loved at the time. But the Cars, nobody has been able to copy them. And I didn't appreciate them as much then as I do now. Get the album, The Cars, the first album. My favorite CD in the mid-90s was from Nirvana. My daughter's favorite CD now is from Nirvana. I played the CD constantly. Played it on guitar, sang it, always just blasting it. When her mama was in the car, I'd be playing the album. All of this was done when my daughter was in her mama's belly. Name of the CD? In Utero. Truth is stranger than fiction. And let's read something from the blog. Ethiopian coffee today, just out of this world. It's blowing my mind. Did you ever make coffee the same way? Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Same method, same amount of time in steeping in the French press. You did nothing different. Nothing different. And then one day, the flavor is unbelievable, like better than all the other days. And you're like, well, what the heck did I do different? Was it the water? Was it maybe my taste buds? The receptors are working differently or something? Today's coffee is exceptional. I can't explain it. I don't know. Talk about niche marketing. I remember when Toyota, check this out, Toyota released a car called the Venza. Venza, you see them around. I don't even know if they still make it. And they called it the first pet-friendly car. And I thought to myself, will this work? A pet-friendly, I have never seen any vehicle. Somebody in some big meeting somewhere, people are passionate about their pets. They're faithful. Reach out to pet owners, a pet-friendly car. I mean, what's next? A vegan car? So will it work? One thing I know about pet owners is that they are incredibly faithful. I am with my pets. They're not afraid to spend money on their furry friends, and they view their pets as family. Yes, like children. One interesting fellow that I met is a compounding pharmacist in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Years ago I met him. I guess his name was Thomas Silvanic of the Dorneyville Pharmacy. This is years ago. He's not a CVS, he's not a Walgreens, he's not a major chain. As a matter of fact, he showed me a very small shelf, about the size of a 6-foot tall bookshelf in his pharmacy. He said this is the extent of his commercially manufactured medications. The rest he made in his compounding lab, just the way the old apothecary did. Some people can't tolerate dyes or flavors or certain binders, and he customizes their medications according to their needs. I found it fascinating. Look up, just Google compounding pharmacists near me and go and interview them. Tell them I sent you. What a blast from the past, and so different than getting your meds from a large commercial pharmacy chain. Huge difference. Not even in the same league. A different league, I should say. I wouldn't say it's better. I would say it's different. A major portion of his market is veterinary meds, medications for animals. He's known for that. He creates meds for people's pets, their buddies, their family members. Remember the Toyota Venza. Now this is where it gets interesting. He has clients where a husband may pass away and the wife may never call to say the husband died and to remove him from the database. But there may be a pet that he was compounding medications for and the pet died. People will call him, send letters and pictures of their pet. The letters read something like this: "Thank you for extending our beloved Fido's life another 6 months." I was warmed by that story and thought that this man is adding pleasure to people's lives by contributing to their pets' lives or making their days a little more bearable. Kind of an unsung hero in my world, a true hero in the lives of dedicated pet owners, a subcultural hero, a niche hero. Now, can a car actually be designed with pets in mind, actually survive in the market year after year after year? After meeting this particular pharmacist and being introduced to this whole new world of ultra-dedicated pet owners, I will say, yes, it could be popular. What do you think? How can you be a subcultural hero? A niche within a niche within a niche. And with that, I'm going to say 2019, which is only 2 weeks away, is the year that you get unstuck. And 2020 can be the year that you make your first million. How are you going to optimize your life today? Which means this. Ask yourself this question: what is the highest and best use of my time right now? What is the highest and best use of my time before noon, before 5? It's now Friday morning. Now the weekend is coming. Is the weekend for rest, or is the weekend for spending a few hours on a project which is going to get you away from your daily grind? What is it? My attitude is sleep when you're dead. Just keep working. Work smart, not work hard. I come from a family of people that worked hard but didn't work smart. I might be the first person in my family that worked smart. That's something to think about, isn't it? I'm going to be putting an interview with Socrates on mapping the sexual marketplace. Socrates is a writer and speaker in Orlando, Florida. He is also a licensed professional architect, very bright man. That video interview will be going up real soon. I want you to check that out. It's powerful. What is the sexual marketplace, the SMP? And how does it affect your life? No matter if you're single and looking, single and not looking, or married and looking, or married and not looking. There is a thing called the sexual marketplace, and you are part of it. Somehow, some way, somewhere. Not every man's got to be George Clooney. Let's get real. Not every woman has to be Melania. Let's get real. Everyone can improve their sexual market value or their stock value. And we're talking about intergender relationships. And there's many other marketplaces, but when it comes to relationships, we call that the sexual marketplace. And it has more to do with intergender dynamics. When people hear the word sexual, they're thinking this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about intergender relationships. And with that, you have a super day. I'll see you this weekend.